Oh, hello. And welcome to 647. 6 stories for 7 a.m. It is July 1st, Tuesday, and there is still a famine of truth in our land. And this is often your quick news fix. And the truth starts now. Okay, so take one. I know you didn't know this. The Dalai Lama is turning 90. That's right. The Nobel laureate turns 90 on July 6th. Tenzin Gyatso, born in Tibet in 1935, the spiritual leader of Tibet. He assumed political leadership in 1950 at the age of 15. Tibetans believe that the Dalai Lama will reincarnate at his death to a 2-year-old outside of China. So this is the 14th Dalai Lama. When he dies, they believe that he will reincarnate at his death into a 2-year-old outside of China. And guess what? India, China, and the U.S. all have a huge interest in this process and how it goes down. China says the Dalai Lama is a separatist, and they ran him out of Tibet in 1959. He fled to India, and he has had a government in exile in India since that time. India's got over 100,000 Tibetans in their country, and many Indians following Tibetan Buddhism. China wants control, and the U.S. wants to thwart Chinese aggression and save a peaceful people. So the Dalai Lama, 14, he was born Lamo Thandap to a poor farm family on the Chinese frontier, what they called Tibet, in 1935. He was identified as the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama, who had just died. And this identification happened when he was 2 years old. So he was formally enthroned as the 14th Dalai Lama at age 5. At age 15, he assumed full power due to the Chinese invasion of Tibet. He has spent his entire life trying to free Tibet from China and free the 6.4 million Tibetans who live in a harsh, high-altitude environment. The next Dalai Lama, 15, will reincarnate the 14th Dalai Lama to become the 15th Dalai Lama, and the names of the potential incarnates are kept in a golden urn. A name will be selected after the 14th Dalai Lama dies. And 3 superpowers are all over this. Unreal. Take 2, Clash of the Titans. Elon threw down yesterday and said that the 5B bill is an outrage for a bankrupt country with a Congress that cannot cut spending, but adds trillions in debt capriciously. And you know what? Elon is not wrong. His threat was that if the bill passed, the next day he would fully fund a third political party, the American Party. And can anyone say Ross Perot? Bill Clinton can. The orange roughie does not accept threats well. See Midnight Hammer. He posted at 12:44 a.m. this morning that Elon was a paper tiger and a hypocrite since all of his industries receive massive government subsidies. Maybe he would cut these subsidies to help balance the budget. No rockets, no satellites, no electric vehicle production, just a ticket home to South Africa. Trump is not wrong either. Truth can be a bitch sometimes. All right, take 3. Hal is so not your friend. The big, beautiful, bodacious bloviator's ball of a bill, or 5B bill, has sections to it. And each one that you delve into to try to figure out what all this debate and haggling and just ugly stuff that goes on in Congress, it's not rewarding. Let's put it that way. So let's pick one issue of unquestioned overspending: AI, something none of us talked about 5 years ago. And now it's just accepted. It's the most important thing in the world. We flipped our paradigm on nuclear power. Everything falls in front of the threat of, you know what? If you fall behind on this, everybody else is going to totally control you. So AI, because it needs elbow room, has this 10-year state law moratorium. And here's how you know this idea comes from the gates of hell. So just to refresh you, what they're saying is for the first 10 years of AI, no rules from states. We do whatever we want. And here's how you know it comes from the gates of hell, where the fake vax was given experimental status, i.e., you can't sue us, and then mandated a total parfait of lies that turned out to be hugely harmful. And AI is the same. And all of these AI inventors and pundits are just lying through their teeth about what this is going to mean and what their intentions are. This portion of the 5B bill, this puppy comes with a mafia-style $500 million fund for states who approve of the mandatory hands-off AI for 10 years within your state. You know this is bad news. We have already reported that 16 top AI platforms have been found to pursue criminal solutions to protect AI itself and to achieve requested goals. So Senators Ted Cruz and Marsha Blackburn were compromising and coming up with a 5-year moratorium. And then yesterday, Marsha bailed for the children. You know when you're hearing for the children that this whole thing stinks. Elon has already said that this AI thing could go wildly off the rails in less than 3 years with unknowable outcomes. And these clowns in Silicon Valley want 10 years untouchable to run this thing in everything. So Hal is so not your pal, and neither are your money-grubbing reps in Congress. Take 4, $60 million to charter a better future. Public funding for charter schools averages about $7,000 per student. And for public schools, it's about $9,100 per student. And here's what you get for that money. In low-income minority charter schools in New York City and areas where English is not spoken in many homes, passing rates in English were 83% in the charter schools. In the public schools, 49%. So 83 versus 49%. Math scores in minority serving charter schools were 96% pass rate. Math is a universal language. In public schools, math passing was at 53%. So 96 versus 53. Charter schools are getting $60 million in additional funding. Was that so hard? It's actually kind of small, but was that so hard, Congress, to do? It only took teachers' union serving politicians 25 years to take their boot off the neck of the charter school phenomena. See? We can handle the truth. All right. Take 5. Bartering for babies. Yes, the 5B bill also is being held up for baby bartering. So just so you don't forget, Trump ran on no tax money to kill the preborn. A woman's health organization, that's what they call it, the abortion mill, Planned Parenthood, a baby parts reseller, is at the center of the democratic climate pagan faith, which requires infant sacrifice to save the polar bears. And pay attention to this word parliamentarian, right? You're hearing it a lot as the deadline Trump has artificially imposed on this of July 4th to pass this monstrosity. The parliamentarian is actually a Shylock in the Congress. For the Dems, Elizabeth McDonald tells Republicans that Dems will pass this women's health portion of the 5B bill, which is actually now a 7B bill, the big, beautiful, bodacious, bloviator's ball and baby bartering bill, that Dems will pass this if the funding restriction is only for 1 year. Now, Trump said we're going to make this permanent. Dems are saying only for 1 year, and we'll hold you up if you don't do that. So the baby parts reseller currently gets $699.3 million to help women with their health. Not the preborn women, the women who want control over their bodies. Not for fake flu vaccine mandates, just to keep sea level down. So here's the rub. And once again, reinforcement that you specifically can't handle the truth, and why Congress can't suck enough. It's called the Hyde Amendment, which states that federal funding for Planned Parenthood is restricted and cannot be used for, wait for it, abortion services, except in the case of rape, incest, or saving the life of the mother. So what is the $700 million being spent on? Inquiring deplorables want to know. Answer: grants and Medicaid services. pre and post-abortion medical issues, prep for abortions, complications from abortions. Oh, and of course, all kinds of counseling. Feel like you're getting played again? It is always the people with no voice that Congress finds the strength to cut. Trump, listen up. Your boss will not be mocked. So be very careful taking a victory lap on this. All right, take 6. You're making it through this thing. Disney Cruise Rescue. I'm sure you all heard this, but maybe there's more information. A 4-day Disney cruise over last weekend was heading back to Florida from the Bahamas. All good until over the loudspeaker, passengers heard Mr. M.O.B. portside, Disney code for man overboard on the right side of the ship, because passengers can't handle the truth, and every eye looking for the man overboard is somehow not helpful. Anyway, a young girl, 5 to 6 years old, fell from the 4th deck, 50 feet above the water. Passengers heard a loud smack when she hit. Seconds later, her father hit the water, swam to her, held her up, and began dog paddling for what would be 20 minutes until the crack crew from Disney launched a rescue boat and got to them as the ship made a wide turnaround maneuver. All good, all saved. Now look, I beat on Congress a lot. Generally, they can't suck enough in terms of self-interest first and moral depravity, where money, sex, power, prestige intersect into a black hole of unconscionable budgets and bad legislation. However, sometimes they get it right. And they did in 2010. They created the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act of 2010. Passenger vessels operating in the U.S. must integrate technology that can be used for detecting passengers who have fallen overboard, i.e., thermal cameras, micro radars, and AI-based systems using cameras and sensors. What they cannot detect is why a father of a 5-year-old would sit that child on a railing 50 feet above the water and then back away for the final Facebook shot in a digital existence. Oops. I guess he dove in. Me? I blame Mark Zuckerberg. But what can you say? This is why our betters want us all in monitored group housing. Anyway, Dad got the Goofy Hero Award from Disney, and you cannot make it up. But you can make it happen for us. All you have to do is go to our website, trustandobey.com. No W's, no capitals, nothing to impede you getting there. And wherever you are, we're on YouTube, we're on Rumble. Like us, share us, make comments, ring that notification bell. It's Tuesday, you're making progress, and God bless you. I'm out.